What's up? It's your man Mecca, Cash Color Cannabis, a high level of conversation. And tonight we're actually not at Live Hip Hop Daily. We are down the street at Bookstore Gallery, and I'd like to say salute to my man Kyle. If you don't know about Kyle, or you don't know about Bookstore Gallery, please stream Cash Color Cannabis podcast wherever you stream podcasts. His interview is up and live now, so you can learn more about his journey and how we even got down here to Bookstore Gallery. Before we get started, let me know this episode is sponsored by our delivery buds over at Can-A-Go. Order from local shops and get the best THC-free CBD consumables, Delta 8, non-medicated skin products, cosmetics, essential oils, smoking products, and more right to your doorstep. So in partnership with Can-A-Go, this month all listeners of the show can get $10 off their first order. Just use promo code CashColor10. So search the iOS store, make sure you get the Can-A-Go app and use CashColor10 at checkout and get $10 off your order. And also, Elevated Food and Wine Fest. So this weekend, the inaugural Elevated Food and Wine Fest will be going down. Come out and enjoy some infused foods, drinks, panels, games, demonstrations, performances, and more. So it all goes up Saturday from 1 to 10 p.m. Head to our Instagram, click the link in the bio, and make sure you get your tickets. All right, so without further ado, man, I got my boy Justin Buck with me, man. Buck, what's good?
What's up, Mecca? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm chilling, man. Thanks for coming down to the gallery. I know this is your first time down here, right?
Yeah, this is my first time down here, and as soon as I walked in here, just like really enjoyed the space, the vibes here, the ambiance, everything, man. I'm enjoying myself.
Yo, there's another Morehouse alumni over here, man.
We're everywhere.
Bro, you know, and that's something I want to get into because you're bringing the conversation of cannabis to Morehouse, which is definitely needed. Because at this point, I can count on my hand. What's about now on two hands now? About 6 people who's been on my show from Morehouse who have thriving cannabis businesses, and I'm not sure if Morehouse even understands that's even happening.
I don't know. Actually, I know they don't know that's happening, but what they are doing though is just cultivating people or men to like be leaders in whatever sector that they choose to be a part of.
Yeah.
So that's just universal. It's just like there's a lot of hustlers that go there and they just become more refined.
Yeah.
With the stuff that they teach you there. So yeah, that can be applied to any industry. So
facts, man. So last time we was here, you introduced us to Pearl rolling paper, and
yeah,
for those who don't know, just explain to us what Pearl rolling paper was and why it's an important, essential tool for somebody who is a consumer.
Yeah. So Pearl rolling papers, we are 100% hemp rolling paper, and what's different about our papers is that we have a patent. So that our rolling papers are sealed at the end.
Yeah.
And they have a boat. So that way it's sealed at the end, so none of the weed will fall out when you're rolling it up. It also comes with perforated filters to put into the paper as well. And then it also has a QR code that takes you to our YouTube page that has an entire list of how-to videos. So really, it's really an essential tool for all smokers because of our patented design though. For beginner rollers, it's something that assists them in rolling papers. It makes it easier, a little bit simpler for them to do it. And then for experienced rollers, people who have been rolling for a long time, it just enables them to roll a little bit more efficiently in difficult spaces like at the club or in the car on the road. It just makes life a little bit easier.
Bro,
so
I love
that's
that.
why you need it.
I love that. There's a cop mad as hell that you just made that. But you're right. Like it makes it a lot. I've got a pack at the house. They are super efficient and they're really cool to use because I don't feel like I'm a professional roller when it comes to joints. I've always been better at rolling blunts. I mean, it's been something I've been doing for now decades. But when it comes to rolling papers, I feel like I'm trash, bro. Like, but that's one thing that y'all help with.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't feel so much trash when I'm able to roll up a Pearl because I feel like it's halfway done already.
Facts. That's really the whole point is for it to be a little bit more finished already, so you have to do less work.
Yeah, yeah. Well, congratulations on that, man. And I know that one of the things I wanted to talk to you about tonight, and I'm sad we don't have my man here with me, but you've been able to enter into a cool little brand partnership with Seti Hendrix, man.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
So first off, just apologies for him not being here tonight.
Yeah. He's working.
Yeah, no, he's working.
Yeah.
And, and it was a last minute booked gig, so he wasn't able to be here tonight. But definitely love to represent the company. But no, so we actually, one of my things that I wanted to do with Pearl was to just reach out to people of influence who I thought resonated and aligned with Pearl. So it was a very short list of people that I thought, could fit that. And just me being an actual fan of SETI attracted me to him. So, you know, I just was sending out DMs to people that I thought would be interested.
Yeah.
And so over time, you know, I DM'd SETI, but then I DM'd his manager. His manager was then able to set up a meeting between us three. And then now it's just gotten to a point where we've both talked about what we wanted, came to an agreement, and now he's a partner.
Really?
So yeah, he's a partner in Pearl. So that's why, like, there has been a shift, you know, in the company, in our social medias, the things that we're doing, because of that. But it's not anything that is like straying us away from our ultimate goal. So that's why it made sense, because he has what his career in mind, and then we have what we have in mind for the actual company, and we think that we're able to elevate both at the same time in the partnership.
That's crazy. So were you nervous at first when you decided this was now going to be a partnership and not so much, you know, saying we just got somebody who's kind of being an influencer for our brand? Like, that's a big jump.
Yeah, it was definitely a little nervous, but you know, I think we took some time because we had been talking for about 3.5 months before we actually, like, you know, did the signing.
Yeah.
So it was something where, like, there were terms were laid out, but like, let's think about it. Like, let's spend time together. Like, let's actually talk about this. Let's actually learn about each other. Let's become friends.
Yeah.
So that's what we did for like the first 3 months.
Really?
And that's what we're doing, even still continuing to do now, is really just like learning each other, how we communicate, how we work, and just getting better and more efficient at working together. So, you know, I think the nerves were there at the beginning, but before we actually did any of the ink and any of the contracts, we had been talking and started developing a relationship for about 3 months. So yeah.
That's what's up, man. And I mean, it's definitely a cool strategic partnership, because what SETI brings to you is definitely a lot more eyeballs. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about somebody who's definitely a popular artist. You know what I'm saying? Women love him. You know what I'm saying? So, and when I think about Pearl, that's probably like your core base right there. People, again, when I think about folks who probably don't want to spend time messing up nails or even doing nothing crazy, trying to roll a joint. Yeah, that's the perfect segment right there.
Yeah, no, that is the perfect segment. Yeah. I think a lot of his fans are already rolling.
Yeah.
So I think that's another thing that we thought, you know, aligned us with that, because he's a smoker himself.
Yeah.
You know, his birthday's on January 20th, but every year he says like his second birthday is like April 20th.
Yeah.
So he just like he's talks about weed a lot in his raps, and you know, he talks about a lot of the stuff that he's rolling them in too. So it just made sense. He loves smoking weed. That's a part of his entire brand, a part of his person, a part of his personality, like it is with me. We're the same age. So it just, a lot of it aligned. So it just made a lot of sense, and we think that we can help each other out, and it can be a mutual partnership.
Do you find yourself in the studio a lot more than you care to now?
I do find myself in the studio a lot, but I enjoy it, you know, and that's something too that I thought about when getting into this. It's like, you know, if he is a partner in Pearl, then I'm also invested in his career.
Yeah.
So because if he succeeds, Pearl succeeds. So I have been spending a lot of time in the studio with him, and just helping him just with various things, that really whatever he needs. But I definitely enjoy it though. It's not something that I dread doing. It's something that I signed up for, knew what I was going into, and it's been like a really cool and creative process. Because I was I was and am a fan. It's just really cool to watch him create music, the way that he does it, the producers he has around him, and even them. Like, I've started to become, you know, friends with them, form brotherhoods with them. So it's really been a journey. Like, that whole studio process, something that I've never would have like seen myself in before, but it's definitely been a cool thing to experience.
You know, you mentioned that the partnership has changed how you do everything from social media. You know, speak about that. Like, how has that changed your social media timeline? Like, just this new working partnership with SETI.
Yeah, because for us, you know, we had been operating for almost 2 years, right? Or a little bit under 2 years when we got in partnership with SETI. So we're still, you know, building our social media. We're still, you know, trying to make all of our posts as professional as possible, while SETI already has that standard.
Yeah.
So now it's like, okay, we want to get to that same standard. So now when we're posting, when we're doing certain things, we're not going to do it if it's not in a certain standard. And now we're trying to get to a point where we can do that standard just repeatedly. at a consistent basis. So that's how it's changed, but it's changed for the better because now we're elevating our standards, and we have a higher standard, and we're reaching that now. And it's just we were a product that I felt only needed exposure because of how unique it is and the value that it provides. And I think that that's something that we've been able to kind of expose more people to, and the quality of the stuff that of our marketing and the stuff that's on our social media has just improved really because of that partnership. So.
You know, it's interesting. I'm reading a book now called 12 Months to a Million. And in one of his chapters, he speaks heavily about how you need to, about elevating your brand when it comes to social media, when it comes to like how you're going to stack your customers, things like that, like things like that. I love the book.
Yeah.
And when you were speaking, you know, it made me think about the book itself. Like, when it comes to the challenges of doing things, especially when it comes to promoting a brand such as your own, it's in cannabis, so you have to really niche it down to even how you can kind of even operate.
For real.
Yeah, and I think that you're taking advantage of it really well with said, man. And how does that help you when it comes to social media? Like, are you seeing yourself actually now attracting more followers, or more people are coming through, you getting more engagement now, which I'm pretty sure helps?
Yeah, no, we've definitely seen an increase in it internally. My team and I call it the SETI effect. It's just because really like we've seen a large spike in sales, a large spike in engagement, and that's because of the partnership. And that was a part of the plan. And I think now that we have time to sit down, like we've started the partnership and we've done a few things, but now we have the opportunity to like sit down and be strategic about the next 12 to 18 months.
Yeah.
So that's what we're in the process of doing now, and I think that like that's really, really going to help us propel us forward, because all of this stuff is starting to come together.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love it. I love the elevation because literally when I first met you, it was almost like, yo, this is a really dope idea we got, and now I'm looking at it like, oh no, we passed the dope idea now. My man got actual partners and shit now.
Yeah.
And when you think about the partner level, how nervous were you to actually allow somebody else into your business space like that?
I was nervous at first, but I think one thing that I know about business is that like you can't do it alone.
Yeah, true.
And I think that's one thing, like if I had advice for other business owners who are trying to like grow and scale their business, is don't be afraid to partner with people. Don't be afraid to give away equity. Yeah. Like at the end of the day, if you started this, just make sure that you have control. Yeah. But equity is like people are going to be able to, people of influence, people who are going to be able to do hard work, like, and you can't afford to pay them right now, like equity's like really, really attractive if they believe in the idea.
Oh yeah.
So for me, it's like, I'm not tripping about equity. Like I birthed this is something that came from my mind, and I'll always know that I'm always gonna be running this. So, it's more about like, I want this to succeed more than I wanna like own 100% of the company. Yeah. Like there's a quote or something, I'm paraphrasing, but it's like, I'd rather own 30% of 100 million than, like 100% of like 10 million, you know what I mean? So it's just like, that's how I think about it. And it's like, you can't be scared to do that. You just have to be strategic about it. Like I'm not giving away equity to just anybody. I'm not just partnering with anybody. Like the people I partner with are like either like my best friends or somebody, or people that I know can help elevate us. And even people that I think can elevate us. Like I said, I spent 3 months with SETI. I'm not about to just do it with anybody. It has to be somebody that when I have a conversation with them, when we bounce ideas that we click. And that was something that SETI and I did pretty early on, was click when we talked about what we wanted to do, the things that we wanted to do, and how we wanted to do it. And we get along. So I think that's like really the biggest part about it, is just not letting anybody into your camp. But when you do let them into your camp, like don't be afraid. Like you have to do that because people need to eat too, and if they're gonna work for you without any compensation, you gotta have faith in your decision making in them. So that's really like what I've been able to lean on.
One of my biggest fears as far as growing cash colored cannabis, and it's something I've gotten out of the last 2 years, was everything you just said. Like I'm nervous about just letting people in, whether it's you putting up money or you putting up time, because you feel like this is a baby I created, and I'm still watching this baby grow and watching it try to learn how to walk. And I don't really want to give you any kind of ownership, any kind of parental rights. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, I don't know if you're gonna drop the baby. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Where I would take care of this baby with everything in me.
Right.
But you're right. You gotta at some point get to that point, and I'm starting to get to that point as well, where even when it comes to letting other people chime in with ideas. Like at one point, I was an idea hog. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like this was my shit. I don't want to hear nobody else. But at this point, Herb got an idea, bro. Yo, look, bro, be honest. Listen to what this man say. He know what he's talking about.
Right.
Even Joe got an idea about when it comes to visuals, man. Listen to what Joe talking about. So it's very important that you find some people around you that you can honestly trust, who you feel like, yeah, you can bring them in even on that equity side, or just bring them in as kind of mentors and kind of just somebody who give you better advice than you can. Sometimes you be in this little personal echo chamber where all you hear is yourself.
Right.
I was there, man. Don't listen to yourself applauding yourself all day. You be making stupid decisions.
Right, man. And honestly, like that's the type of person I am too. Like if it's just myself, I sometimes like I really can't even make a decision because I'm like bouncing back and forth, and even a lot of times I'm like stuck. And then I have, like even like tonight, like I just like, bro, like I had one of my best friends, Mike, pull up with me because like it's always just good to like have people around you that know you and you can bounce ideas off of, talk to them.
Facts, man.
So it's like, having people like that in your life is cool. And then once you have that relationship, it's like a no-brainer to be like, all right, like, come on, let's like, I'll get you in on this. Let's do it. As long as you know the expectation, like this is gonna take work. Like, and as long as that trust is there, it's just everybody eats, and I think that's just the way to do it.
Speaking of business, have you started dabbing into any of these new things that people are using now when it comes to AI technology? And I say this because I got to shout my man Lurch out, I got to shout my boy Herb. As of yesterday, I'm now a user of ChatGPT. As of yesterday, they convinced me. I actually made a Southern Blues record just seeing if it could work. And I actually think I might go in the studio. No, I'm playing with y'all. But when it comes to photo shoot ideas, marketing ideas, they really roll down a lot, man. I think it's really dope, and it really helps streamline the business, man. Have you thought about using any of those kind of tools?
Yeah, not in terms of Pearl. On the education side, because I also do some things with medical cannabis. I found it a little bit more useful for that. So that's kind of like what I've been using it for in terms of different resources, using it for that, writing different courses and stuff like that. So for right now, I've only been using it on the medical cannabis education side. Okay. I do work with Michael Lawson and like our Cannabis Media Collective. So I was thinking about like adding because they do like, you can connect ChatGPT to certain websites and stuff like that, and it'd be easy to do certain search engines. So I've been thinking about stuff like that, but not for Pearl yet.
My bad, I'm having a conniption right now because apparently the Celtics just let the Hawks win.
Oh!
Yeah, man, like come on, wrap this up. I'm ready to get to the Sixers, man. Wrap this series up. They should not be here. My bad, man. This is why I don't need to watch TV and do interviews at the same time. I just literally watched the Celtics give this up. Now, we got 2 seconds left. We could come back. It's like they only down by 2. But still, man. You and Mike do have a great thing going on, man, with your educational, with the education you're trying to bring to Morehouse right now. Speak to us a little bit about the curriculum you're rolling out, and how hard was it to even get that not a curriculum, excuse me, when you was rolling out the program, and how hard was that to even get that past Morehouse as far as like all the checks and everything you gotta all the dots and shit you gotta cross.
The red tape that you gotta cut through.
All that.
Yeah. Nah. So Cannabis Literacy Club. That's what we do on campus. It wasn't too difficult. I think it was about our timing though. Yeah. I've heard that multiple people from Morehouse have tried to start something like this and haven't been successful. But now, just at the time that we're in, Morehouse is starting to get a little bit more lenient. Yeah. And a little bit more interested.
They should, yeah.
So, once we were able to convince them, because Mike and I both have credentials. So we have, educational credentials. We actually gave them an outline of like what we wanted to talk about. And then, that's how we were able to do it. But it was definitely about timing. It was just like now they're just a little bit more interested. And that's why we only really had to cut through like 2 pieces of red tape, talk to the main people that we knew. So for us, it wasn't too difficult, but only because of the more progressive attitude towards it now. But no, it's been a great success. We've had, I think we've had like 10 seminars. We try to do them like twice a month. Solid. So this is our first year, and then we have an end of year networking event this Sunday. Yeah, this Sunday. So that's going to be the end of the first year of Cannabis Literacy Club.
Yo, congratulations, man. I'm going to see if I can pop out there Sunday and throw y'all some support, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know about it, yep.
Yeah, man. So before we get out of here, because I definitely want to start the next part of this night, because it's about to be 10 o'clock. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let people know how they can get if they wanted to, how they could actually purchase some of Pearl rolling papers, how they can get in touch with the brand. Maybe they got an idea too for partnership.
Yeah, no, Pearl Rolling Co. So just PearlRollingCo. That's our Instagram. PearlRolling.com is our website. But if you go on our Instagram and our website, you'll see the link to go to our Amazon page. That's where you can go ahead and order directly. And any like smoke shops, dispensaries that are interested can just contact us through our website and then start the purchasing product process there. And then also just follow Seti Hendrix on Instagram too. He's doing a lot of great things, and he's our direct partner. So definitely follow Seti Hendrix as well.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. And that's Cash Color Canvas, a high level of conversation. We are live from Bookstore Gallery tonight, and we about to go get into bookstore gallery type things.
Pearl.